Hi, and welcome to Happy Fisherman Adventures.
I hope, I dream, I wish to catch a big fish, and I do it when I can. I'm a happy fisherman, and I do it when I can. I'm a happy fisherman.
Well, considering the weather was really horrible lately, it was windy, it was raining, it was freezing cold, there wasn't much fishing, but we did manage on Sunday to go to St. Leonard's, and my brother and our friend Anna came with us. We went to St. Leonard's and we managed to find and catch King George whiting.
It's funny, we left about 3 o'clock here.
Yeah.
The wind was over 50 knots, so 30 kilometers an hour winds, but it was not west-northwest, so theoretically it should have been okay over there. So when we got there, it was flat. It was only one trailer in a car park, and that's it. It was us launching just late afternoon. We stopped for squid, and obviously the wind was a little bit too much, so we were drifting too fast. We managed one straight away. But while we were fishing for squid, I had a turtleback beach worm in the water, obviously, a soft plastic, and I started getting nibbles. I didn't catch any fish, but I started getting good nibbles, and you could tell it's King George whiting, so we stopped. We anchored straight away there and managed quite a few fish. Now, talking about turtleback and soft plastics, we get a lot of questions, can you catch King George on soft plastic? Absolutely, yes. And the trick is, I just set up this so you can see, it's to have your small jig, obviously, light jig, and you're gonna have an assist hook. I don't know if you can see this, but there is, you got a piece of paper or something? Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's a small hook, obviously, that I'll just grab, that's the turtleback that we use, pumpkin seed, and that's how it looks. So what you do, you make sure when you put the plastic on the, obviously, jig, it stays straight. Don't overdo it, make sure it's not bent. So if I go like so and go like this, you're gonna see this plastic now perfectly straight. So what happens is the King George normally picks it up from about here. They always go for the soft bit because this falls in the ground as so. But they miss the hook. So that's where we got the assist hook. So this other small hook, all you do is just plug as far as you can in the back. And that's it. Now, once they go, as I say, when this falls on the ground, it falls like the heavy part falls first. So they don't sit in the ground like this. They actually fall as so. So when they do sit like that, when they grab it here, that's your assist hook. Very simple, good technique. It works, it's proven. And you'll catch flathead with this, you'll catch trevally, you catch any, unfortunately, you get rubbish fish.
You do. You get leather jackets, you get puffer fish.
Yeah, and it's an expensive sport way to fish, because we call that a bit sporty, because it's really nice to catch them on soft plastics. Another trick, another tip, do not whack the rod. They get spooked. So with soft plastic for King George whiting, you just lift it up a little bit, drop it down, stay. Yeah. Let it stay there. Because if you go whack, whack, they run away. Saying that, in today's episode, we promised you to students from Harvester College. As I say, we were last Wednesday there. We filmed the students and the teachers. Brian and Daniel actually are teaching the students making fishing rods. So how is that?
It honestly was amazing, and I think it's really worth watching it.
So we cut up a good section of it so you can see it. I have to say, these guys are not just making fishing rods. They're actually fish.
Fishermen, yeah.
Yeah, from young kids, we've seen it. They were little buggers catching cod. There's some snapper. There is heaps of different fish, rivers, lakes, you name it. They do fish, and they love their fishing. So what a better way to go to school and actually learn something that you like. So let's watch the first video. These guys are amazing.
Hey.
Welcome. The kids are very excited. The teachers are even more excited. So, yes, Brian is just finishing up teaching. I know you've been corresponding with Brian, our famous fisherman. So he should be with you shortly. So if you want to take a seat. Yep. Oh, here he is.
Hey, how are you?
So, we're going to go in the front room. We're just going to grab some stuff. Yep. It's just.
Welcome to Harvester Technical College. Students here at our college start at Year 10. And what they do at Year 10 is they look at a whole lot of different materials-based technologies like woodwork, metalwork, advanced manufacturing and electronics. They have a range of experiences along with doing a whole lot of work experience and doing their regular literacy and numeracy and their other subjects. When they get to Year 11 and 12, they do a VET subject, which would be in carpentry, plumbing, electro or in engineering, as well as doing their VCE vocational major. So the students here have got a really, really good understanding of applied learning. They enjoy learning in that way, and we thought that this was another opportunity for them to learn a different skill, something that can be a hobby. We've got a lot of students here that are interested in fishing, hunting, four-wheel driving, camping, those sorts of things. So when Brian came along, we thought this is a really good opportunity for them to do something a bit different and something with a bit of an artistic flair as well. So Brian, if you want to talk a bit about the rod building
it was
itself.
just an idea I started when I was pretty much their age, around 15 years old, and learnt off books. There wasn't really many people around back then to teach rod building. So yeah, a couple of kids actually found out that I had been doing rods, and they wanted to explore it a little bit. And I asked the school if they'd let me do a rod building class. It was only allowed sort of to do it as a hobby class once a week. Yeah, and the students have done really well. They've it's the first class that we've run at the school, and they're all nearly completed all their rods. Yeah.
The interest's been really good as well. So we've got 10 in this group that have come through the first time we've done it, but then we've got quite a few that definitely want to sign up for the next one as well. So definitely looking at continuing and doing it again.
Yeah. So yeah, the students get a kit which is all the parts to make a rod. They don't really know anything about the rod at that stage. They just got a bag of parts. We teach them about how the rod goes together, why it goes together in a certain way, different design factors. So they learn a lot about design and a lot about applying what they need to the actual job and what they're going to get. We also teach them a lot of material science in this class, stuff that you don't get opportunities in a normal class to teach, like things like resins and epoxies and ratios and measurements. All that sort of stuff is all tied into their learning here at Harvester.
Well, in the next video, we're just going to continue with these amazing students.
Hey guys, us two are students of Harvester Technical College and have started doing the fishing rod class, and we all love to enjoy it because we all like fishing, camping, four-wheel drive, that sort of outdoor stuff. And it's been really nice to learn how to make it and actually know what goes into making a fishing rod and the components on it and how difficult it actually can be.
Yeah, so with that, I was in Brian's class last year and he was talking about it. That's how we found out he makes fishing rods, and yeah. So Brian's taught us heaps about like the different types of ridges in the rods and how to put it together and the different wiring we put on them and the eyes and stuff. And yeah, it's just been really, I don't know, what's the word, engaging, showing us how to do it, and yeah.
During engineering, by the end of the year, we got to decide on what final project we wanted to do. It was either a vise or you could come up with whatever you wanted. And I decided to, with Brian's help, make a lathe that is specially made for spinning fishing reels of rod tie. And it makes it easier to put on the guides because you've got hands-free instead of one spinning it and one applying the thread. It's been a pretty cool experience because I've spent many hours on a design software called Fusion, making it, fixing it, making sure everything lines up so it all works properly. And it's been a really cool experience. And it has been difficult in class. I've had a few setbacks on the lathe and the mill, but by the end of it, it's been pretty rewarding seeing what I've been able to make from scratch to fully accomplished. Thank you.
So Tibby, all the stands here that the students are using were also made at the school. So Brian drew this up in the same program that the students use. And then these are all 3D printed and then lasered here at the college as well. So got access to some really good machinery for the students to learn on too.
Okay, Tibby is a rod that we completed for you. We knew you were coming out. It's a jig stick, light to medium, about 10 kilos, good for gummies. Make sure you take a photo on the first one you catch.
No rules.
And
Thank
make
you.
sure you bend it up.
Predator. Remember the brand? Awesome. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
as promised, in the next video we're going to show you a short video of our last week's adventure.
It is Sunday, it is raining, windy, and our adventure today starts at St. Leonard's. The wind at the moment is about 15 knots, but because it's west-northwest, it is very calm out there. If you look in the distance, you can see the sky was divided. Blue sky and a grey sky. Anyway, we were waiting for Natko and Anna, and we were on the way to get some squid, and if we're lucky, we're gonna get some King George whiting. As we took off, not far from the boat ramp, just in front of the green stick, we passed my friend Yaya. They were fishing for, obviously, King George whiting there in the shallows, but our plan was to go to Yellow Stick and try first and get some squid. Not even 2 minutes in, we had one. Anna brought the squid in with ease, but we could not get another one because the wind was blowing us too fast. We were drifting about 3 to 4 kilometers an hour. Then I usually have a soft plastic out there, and as I did that, I had few nibbles, so I decided to anchor. As we anchored, in no time, we started getting King George whiting after King George whiting. Taking consideration, it was already past 4 o'clock in the afternoon. If you take note what I'm doing, is basically I'm trying to put the soft plastic on, but the rods were going bananas. So I had the soft plastic rod in my hand trying to actually set it all up, but the other one was nibbling like crazy. Well, Anna got our first squid, and she got our first whiting and the second whiting, and they just kept going on and on. Now, the whiting was anything between 35 to about 42 centimeters, so they were not that big, they were not that small, but it was fun. Light gear, soft plastics, pilchard, squid, and pippies, of course, it worked amazing. I did put my underwater camera just to see what's going on, but I have to be honest, as we dropped it on, there was nothing there. Then we saw heaps, I'm talking heaps of leather jackets, stingray, Port Jackson shark, even banjos. We seen no one single King George whiting, yet all we were catching was King George whiting. Here you can see I'm cutting pilchard, because pilchard for us always works the best. I know a lot of people say no, squid or pippies. Squid is actually really good when the whiting goes on and then when it's hungry, because squid stays on your hook for a long time. Pilchard, you actually have to work the fish. You have to hold the rod, you need to feel that bite, and you need to hook the fish. Now, as you can see, Mima hooked the fish, passed the rod to her brother, and what happened? He lost the fish. Well, it wasn't his fault, it was a handover, and when you do this handover, you always have to make sure that there is a tension between you and the fish. Once you let it loose, the fish spits the hook. As you can see here, the rain was on and it went straight on our dash camera lens. Underwater, Port Jackson, leather jackets, and all sorts of fish, but no one King George whiting. Well, we caught some, we lost some, and we kept going. At this stage, we had about a dozen. They were all nice fish. Nothing to brag about it, but we can say it was actually a good and really nice day to be out. underwater. As you can see, all the monsters going past my camera, but no one King George whiting. Yet, that's all we were catching, just King George whiting. Considering that Mima's brother doesn't come really often with us fishing, he was doing okay, but he actually lost quite few fish. Few not his fault, but few definitely his fault. Because if you play with the fish and you leave them that slack, they will spit the hook out. Anyway, Mima had to show him how it's done. But saying that, we didn't care. We already had a dozen fish, we were happy, that's enough for dinner, and yeah. Here you can see Anna had a fish that felt a little bit too heavy and she said she doesn't want to deal with that, so Natko took over. It was a big bencher shark. We fish quite often and we don't like them, but they were excited because it's a big fish. Obviously I took the hook out, I put him back in, but then I looked over my shoulder and I seen Anna just landed another King George whiting, but Mima was on another bencher shark. I have to be honest, those two bencher sharks came at the same time, and after that we were back on King George whiting. We did get some grass whiting, and one of them was actually really nice blue color, but yeah, grass whiting we don't keep, they go back. King George whiting, different story. They're actually delicious to eat, so there is no compromise. Here you can see we got this one on a soft plastic. We've been getting them on, as I say, pilchard, we've been getting them on squid, we've been getting them on pipi, so when they're hungry, they go. The rain was on and off, and yes, we got wet, but we were fishing, so who cares? People say normally that when the rough seas are on or rain is on, there is no King George whiting. No. King George whiting kept going on and on. They didn't stop at all. When they did stop is when it got dark. So just before about 6:30 or whatever it was, I can't exactly tell you, but it got dark a little bit and we didn't even have a single nibble.
Well, where is the fish?
Well, as we know, St. Leonard's, Clifton Springs, Port Arlington, all around you'll find some nice King George whiting at the moment. As far as squid, there is plenty of squid around, but small. We got some heaps of squid we're getting around St. Leonard's, around, Prince George, even Mud Island, but they're small. Saying that, I seen some pictures of the squid from obviously between Queenscliff and Point Lonsdale, and the hood was nearly 60 centimeters. There was a massive fish. Unfortunately, they got it one day and nothing the very next. So you just have to be there. Snapper is moving in. There is quite a few reports, some big fish, even out of here, Corio, in front of Melbourne. Mm-hmm. Get ready. Well, guys, again, thanks for your support. People that purchase our t-shirts, our hoodies, thank you heaps.
And once again, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and we will see you next time.
I hope, I dream, I wish to catch a big fish, and I do it when I can. I'm a happy fisherman, and I do it when I can. I'm a happy fisherman.